All right, what is sight stabilization? So when you're presented in the game, you're going to have your planes represented here by a triangle. So you're going to have your planes going in a direction, and out in front of them, they're going to have a reticle on the water. What this reticle actually means is that when you start an attack from this position, that position will, if you don't speed up or slow down, the reticle will form somewhere, you know, in front of the planes, and they will slowly reduce until they get to this, in which case it'll turn green. So what that yellow reticle means is that you're going to start your aiming here, and if you don't change anything, you're going to finish your aiming here. This is where it turns green, and it's going to be fully dialed in at that point. That's what the reticle is trying to tell you. So sight stabilization increases the speed at which you aim. So if you think of this in terms of a point system, it's probably the easiest way to explain it. If you start your attack right here, at 0 aim, and as this eventually moves forward into what we'll call this as 100 aim, because at 100 aim it's fully dialed in. So the process of going from here to there, maybe we're going to use easy math. We're going to say this is 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Well, whatever. Because of my hashes will do 5. Say it's a 5-second aiming process because that's what my hashes were. So easy numbers. You're getting 20 points of aiming by going in a direct line and not turning at all. So plus 20 aim, plus 20 aim, plus 20 aim, plus 20 aim, plus 20 aim. Up to 100, you're fully dialed in. Well, what happens if you turn? What happens if you divert your course? We'll go down here. And you move off of your line. So you start to fly, but maybe you're maneuvering, you're altering, you're avoiding flak, you're whatever. While you're aiming, you get a different set of numbers. Now that different set of numbers could still be firming up. It could be plus 10. It could be still getting better, even though you're altering, even though you're changing your course, just not as much as if you weren't changing your course. It could, in other cases, be negative. It could make it worse. It could actively alter your reticle and make it worse. So what does sight stab do? Sight stab means your gains are 7.5% faster. So this 20 times 107.5 is, yay math, probably like 21.7, 21.8, rough number. So all this would really mean is if you had sight stab, you aim slightly faster, which means this reticle would dial in, 7% quicker, so slightly. In this case of this, you would maybe get 11 instead of 10. In this case of negative, you'd probably reduce 9 instead of 10. So it's going to offset some of the penalty, and it's going to increase the benefit when you gain by a small percentage, because sight stabilization increases aiming speed by 7.5%, which means the rate at which you accumulate aim goes up by 7.5%. Now, I just want to stipulate, I don't actually have access to Wargaming's code. It could use a different version of this, or it could use a different concept or something. This is just the easy way that I think of it in my head, so that's how I convey it to you. Does it shorten your prep time? No, it does not shorten the time that it takes to prep. It just shortens the amount of time that it takes for the reticle to shrink. So if your prep time is 4 seconds and you take sight stabilization, your prep time is still 4 seconds. It'll just shrink a little faster, so you'll dial in the reticle a little faster. That's all.